So, hello everybody. Thank you for coming. I am Christophe Jolivet. I work as a technical agitator at Appsid, which is a French consulting company. And we will speak about mobile application and vision. There is mainly three solutions when you are on Android. You can use the old Android hardware camera. You can use mobile vision, which we will mainly speak and will do some live coding. And you can use the newly announced TensorFlow. So a few words about the alternatives. First, Android hardware camera. It was deprecated at level 21, Android 5. It was really easy. So you just needed to get a camera. You added a face detection listener. And then you get some faces with some landmarks, which are the eye, the mouth. You've got a rectangle around the face and a score, which is a confidence that this is a face. For TensorFlow, it was announced at Google I/O 2017 as TensorFlow Lite because they provided some tools in order to shrink the size of your neural network. There is also an API, which is called API Android NN for neural network, and it is available in the NDK for Android 8.1, which is in preview for the moment. I can just show you what it looks like. This is a demonstration application, which is in the repository for TensorFlow Lite. So as you can see, it detects a TV. It can show there is some bottles on the table. And if I turn to the room, it detects some persons. So what we will speak of is mobile vision. So mobile vision was announced in August 2015 as part of the Google Play services. At the moment, it was able to do some face detection, some barcode scanner. It was also able to track this object. And it was quickly restricted to the existing user because there was some bug in the API. And they relaunched it in June 2016 with resolved bug. They added support for Aztec barcode, and they also added optical character recognition. So let's go to live coding, because this is a tool in action. Just get in presentation mode, like this. Okay, so here I've got a simple application, which I can run on my phone to show you. So with this application, I can take a picture, just take a picture of me, and this picture will be displayed on the screen. So what we will do is that we will do some face detection on this picture. The first thing you need to do is to add the dependency for the mobile vision. So just go to your common, there, to your build, and you add the dependency for the Google Play Service Vision. Just sync it. Then you can go to your Android manifest, and in the Android manifest, I will add information to tell that the application will use vision dependencies, and it will do some optical character recognition, and it will do some face detection. Then I can go back to my activity. So in this activity, I've got the onCreate method, which will do some initialization. Then I ask for permission, and there is an intent that is used to take the picture, and in the return from the intent, which I lost, an activity result, I do call a method doScan, which for the moment is only putting the picture in the UI. So what we'll do is that in the onCreate method, we will prepare our detector. So I will create a method detectors like this. Create the method. Okay. So first we'll do some face recognition. I need to take care because this is not face recognition. This is face detection. So it is not able to tell you that this is Bob. It is just able to tell you that there is a face. So you need to create a face detector builder. And this face detector builder will need an application context like this, and you do just call build. We'll create a field with this one like this. You can do some configuration on your face detector. So for your face detector, you can set the type of classification. If you ask for all classification, you will get information about whether the eyes are open or if the people is smiling. So all this information will take more time. So I don't want them for the moment. So I will just say set classification type face detector dot no classifications. What I will need is some landmarks. I want to know where are the eyes, the nose. So I will add landmark types face detector dot all landmarks. What I will do is also that I will disable the tracking because we are working with a static picture. This detector will use some native resources. So you need to be careful and go to your onDestroy method in order to call the release method on your detector, just to release these native resources. And then we can go to our doScan method and do some work. Just space it. So first, I will load the picture in another bitmap like this, because edited bitmap is the one that will be put on the screen, and I want to draw on it. So I will just call my face detector .detect, and this face detector will need a frame as a parameter. So what we'll do is just create this frame equal new frame builder .build, and we need to set the bitmap in this frame like this. The call to the detect method will give me a sparse array of faces that are detected. So we can just iterate over it. This is the face sparse array dot size, and I will get face sparse array dot value at index. Put it in a variable. This face, I will get the height, the width, layer Y and layer Z. This one are the angle of the face, like this, and on the side. We don't have the one where we tilt your head forward. It is not available. For the one which is Z, which is when you tilt your head, you need to be in high accuracy mode to get the value. There is ID. If you ask for classification, you can get the probability for the eyes to be open, for the person to be smiling. You can get landmarks. You can get position. Position is the point which is at the top left of the square, of the rectangle around the face. So I will use this one and call it top left. And what I want to do is to draw the rectangle around the face. But to draw, I will need a canvas. So just go up, create a canvas. canvas, which will be size. I will do it not on the bitmap because I will reuse the bitmap for the optical character recognition. So I will do it on the final bitmap because this is where I want to draw because it will be put on the UI. So first I need to prepare this bitmap because it is not initialized for the moment. So edited bitmap equal bitmap, create bitmap. We need the size, which is the same size as the bitmap that was loaded and used in the frame. And I will need to copy the bitmap that I loaded on the edited bitmap. So I will need to just go there, canvas.draw bitmap. The bitmap will start at the top left corner, and I need a paint to draw on it. Come on, paint, like this. So I don't have a paint for the moment, so I will just create it like this. Created a paint, a red one, to draw on my bitmap. My bitmap is copied, and now I can draw on the canvas, canvas.draw rectangle from the top left dot x, top left dot y, top left dot x plus the face width and top left dot y plus face dot height and some paint. Next, I will put some circles on the landmarks that I will get. So facey got get landmarks, the list, which I can iterate over like this, and I can do a canvas dot draw circle at landmark.x, landmark.get position, get y. We need a radius and a color. Just get position x like this. So if I run this one now, I run every demo on my phone because some of them do not work on the emulator. So I can take a picture, just change the camera, take a picture, check. And then, as you can see, I've got the rectangle around my face and the landmarks with the circles. So I've got landmarks for the eyes, the cheek, the nose, the mouth. So next, what we will do is some text recognition. So for text recognition, we will need to prepare another detector. So text recognition is done with a text recognizer, text recognizer builder, which need an application context dot. As you can see, there is no configuration for a text recognizer, so you just have to build it. Create a field with it. You need to go to your onDestroy method in order to release the native resources that will be used by this text recognizer, like this. And we go to our doScan method. And we'll do some text recognition. So I will do text recognizer dot detect detect, yes. This one will take the frame, so I can reuse my frame. It will return me a sparse array of text block. I can iterate this parse array. So index text blocks parse array dot size, and when I get a block from this one, index, we get a text block, and what you can do on this text block is that you can get the value, which is the text that was detected inside. You can get components that are subparts of this text. So if this is a paragraph, you will get some lines, and you can get components of your lines to get the word. And you can get also the bounding box, rectangle around your text, and the corner point or the language that was detected. So what we'll do is just print this text above the picture. So to get this text, I will need a string builder. New string builder. Then I will do some append text block dot get value. Just append a new line between them, like this, and we'll put this text in a component, in a text view that I've got on my UI, which is called scan result. Set text sb.toString. And if I run this one, did it reload? Yes, seems like. So if I change my camera, if I do some picture, yes. Wow. So as you can see, it detected my my text in the picture, not every letters, but it also detected some letters, I think, behind me on the screen, like something like Devox Belgium. Okay, so you can use the bounding box on your text to know where it is, and you will be able to select it, or you can draw the bounding box on the screen and let the people click on it in order to get a translation or things like this. So quite easy for the moment. What we will do now is trying to do it in real time and not on a static picture. So I've got another application which is just there. We'll run it. For this one, I use some classes that are provided in the samples of the API. So as you can see, I just get the live video. It's faster on my screen. It just lags because of the connection to my computer. So what I use is two classes, which are Camera Source Preview, which is a class provided by Google, which allow me to display the feed from my camera. And there is a Graphic Overlay, which is a class that is just above the Camera Source Preview and on which you will be able to draw. And to draw on this Graphic Overlay, you will need to extend the class. This class is Graphic Overlay.graphic. And I extended it with a class which have one method to implement, which is draw. It will be called by the Graphic Overlay when they need to update the screen. In this one, I do some computation to know where are the eyes, and I have loaded a PNG that I will resize, rotate, and I will draw on the screen. There is another method, which is update face, that will be called each time we get a new face position. So in my main activity, what we do is that we use camera source. Camera source is a class provided in the Google Mobile Vision API. This class will take a context and a detector that will receive the frame and return something. You've got some configuration. If you want to set the resolution, you want to select the camera, the frame rate. And this classes will handle the release of the detectors. Because you give the detector to the camera source. When you stop the camera source, it will release the native resources. So what we will do is just change this dummy detector that I did to show the empty application. So we just need to create a face detector, just like before. Like this. Get. So just do the import. Application context. The build. I will do some configuration, so I want to get the landmarks. Landmarks. Set. I want to do the tracking this time because it will be real video, and I don't want the classification. Face detector dot no classification. Okay. So just create the detector variable like this. So I've got a detector that will get frame, but I need something to tell to my face graphic that it needs to draw, and where is the face. So for this, you've got on the detector something which is called processor. So I will do a new multiprocessor builder. Just add the import. Come on, help me. Like this, like this. So this processor builder dot build. This processor builder will need a parameter there, which is a factory. It will be a factory that will do some tracker object that will be called each time there is a refresh. There is a new frame that was where the face were detected. So new multiprocessor dot factory. This is a factory for face. And in this one, I need to implement a method which is create, that will create a tracker. And this one will return a new face tracker, like this. I will need to create this class. So my face tracker will receive the information that there is a new face, or the face has moved, and it will need to tell to the face graphic that the face moved. Or it will need to add a new face graphic or remove a new face graphic from the overlay. So this one will need a new face graphic. New face graphic. The face graphic will need an overlay and resources. So just add it there, overlay, and resources. As we will need to add the face graphic, we create a field with our face graphic. As we will need to add it or remove it from the overlay, we need to have a reference to the overlay also. So just create a field for the overlay, like this. And then I need to override some methods there. So I've got an update, which is each time a new frame is analyzed, it will be called. So what I will do on update is just tell to the face graphic that the face change. And I will add the face graphic to the overlay. On missing will be called then when there is something that hides the face, when the face is no more on the screen. So we just call the overlay dot remove our face graphic. And last one, undone, is called at the end when you stop the face detector. So we just remove our graphic from the overlay. Like this. So I can go back to my activity because I need to complete my constructor. So graphic overlay and get resources like this, and I can come on, no. It's stuck. No. Oh, come on. Demo God. So I will try something. I've got another application which uses the same things, which is just a bit more evolved, because I don't know where is gone my Android Studio. Just didn't like what I did. Maybe I can try. No, even this one. So, no, don't. Okay, so it won't come back. So I'll just show you the other application that I had. Come on. Even Android debugger is down. So try something. I've got 3 minutes left. Just try to restart my phone. Sometimes it works. So just to wrap it, you've got a face detector. And for this face detector, we'll give a processor. This processor will use a factory to create some tracker that will be called each time a frame is processed. Your processor, it will drop some frame if the phone doesn't have enough power to treat the image. So this SDK, which is Mobile Vision, is also available for iOS, and it works for since Android 5. So it's quite easy to do some applications with it, as you've seen. So what I can do is maybe try to relaunch it. Just show me my screen. Yay. Because I get back there. Just yes. Oops. And there. Oh, come on. Just crash again? No? No, it's just being, I think. No? Yes. There. It works. So as you can see, if I move, it's following me. There is some limitation on the side of the detection, because if I go too far, I won't be detected. So when I go back, it will think that I am a new face. So if you want to try this code, you can find the code from the demo on my GitHub repository. It was, there's just something that I didn't show you, because you need to check that the detector is operational before to use it. So there is a is operational method, because there is a download for the first time. The first time you will install the application, there is a download for the native part that will be done, and it will be done only one time. You can do as many applications as you want after this. There will be no download, and I was in airplane mode, during the whole demo. So you don't need any network to do it. So if there is any question, got 1 minute left. No question? Okay. So thank you.